Hi stationery friends. I'm starting this video for the second time because my brain was just not working quite right and I was saying some things that were incorrect. So I'm starting over. I got about 8 minutes in and then just decided, you know what, let's do it again. So I am back. I have my currently inked fountain pens for you today. Disclaimer, I've said it before, but I'm in a room with some outside doors. You can probably hear someone's air conditioner. And my little dog likes to look out the window, and so he may see something and bark, and I'll try to keep that to a minimum, but I apologize if you hear him. So yeah, I'm here with my currently inked fountain pens. This is a teaser because this is actually most of my favorite fountain pens that I own. These are waiting to be cleaned. I like to have all the options, all the pens inked all at one time, and so these have all run out of ink and need to be cleaned, and I have been down in my back, and so I have not taken the time to stand at the sink and clean all of these pens. But if you are interested in fountain pens, maybe come back and I will show you these at some point. So I'm just going to put that to the side. So really quickly, if you've seen my other videos, you might remember that I was waiting for this A6 Hobonichi cover on cover called Red Thread. I believe it's from 2019. Came from a Facebook seller and I love it. So I don't have an A6 to put it on at the moment that I need it for, but I adore this. I don't love that she like folded it in half to ship it to me. I asked her to put, you know, a little piece of something in between it just so that it wouldn't crease, and she did not. And she also did not tell me that there is a scratch. Can you see that right in the middle? It's not like a cut, but it is, you know, like a surface scratch right there. And so she did not tell me that, and I was not super happy about it, but she did say it was, you know, gently used, and so that's okay. But I just love this. And if you missed the last time, it's based on a Japanese idea, I believe, that you're connected to your soulmate with a red thread. And so anyway, me and my little puppy, he is my buddy, and so I just loved this when I saw it. So I wanted to update you with that. So I'm gonna swatch my pens in this Hippo Noto notebook. It's got a faux leather cover and an awesome pink interior. I love this pink and purple together. I guess you can see that I like pink and purple a lot of the time. Here is the Hippo Noto information. She is Squishy Ink on Instagram, and this is just a great notebook. It's got a big pocket. Oh, it actually, oh, I forgot about this. Oh, I could probably use this on a different notebook. It came with a pen loop that you can stick on. Totally forgot about that being in there. So that's great. It's a really big, thick Tomoe River notebook. I can't remember how many pages, but it is a lot. I've been using this lightly. I don't have a real purpose for it, but I've been using it lightly for several years, and it is just a great notebook. Here's a fun little turning my fountain pens into watercolors one day. That was during the pandemic when I was in lockdown at my parents' house. So I'll bring that back momentarily. But here's what you're here for, my fountain pens. The ones that are inked, I have them in these two cases right now. This is the Nagasawa Tallulah, I believe. With just the 2 pen slots. A lot of times I will put another 1 or 2 or 3 pens on this side, or some little note cards. I have some little half-size note cards that were actually made by Notco as well. He is not selling these things anymore, but some Notco products are now being sold by Rickshaw. So I'm hopeful that they will bring back the Tallulah as well, because I really like this little case. So we'll come back to that one. And the rest are in this Caveco case. This is the brand from Amazon. It's a 20 pen case. This is a really nice material, kind of a canvas, or maybe you'll call it twill material. I am not a fabric expert, But these are super nice. I really would like to get a couple of the 40 pen cases to use for my whole fountain pen collection, because currently I use these ones from eBay that are cheap. They're like leatherette on the outside, and then they have this like velvety textured inside that kind of comes off on your pens and sticks to them. So I really would like to replace these with the 40 pen cases from Caveco, but those black ones are about $20, and this 20 pen case was about $20. So I think the 40 pen cases are about $50, which is worth it, you know, when you think about the price of all the pens that are inside of it. But I've just got to get to where I want to spend $50 on, or $100 really, on pen cases rather than pens and inks. So this has a really good, like, smooth but solid zipper, and open it up. It has 10 on this side. There's your little preview. And then it has a cover on both sides. So I've actually put another pen here before, or slip a pen in a pen sleeve of some kind in there, and it fits fine. And then the other side, I've even put a notebook, like an A5 size notebook. I don't know if this big, thick one would go, but it might. You could almost close this up, but I really would not. I would not quite do this one, but a more normal thickness of notebook would absolutely fit inside of here. So I've done that before to carry, you know, kind of a lot of pens in one notebook all at one time. So anyway, so let's get into it, and I will start just from left to right and show you my currently inked fountain pens. So the first one is this Olivine. Is it the 325? I think it's a 325 in Sakura pink. It's got this beautiful, like, ivory looking resin. It's just resin. And then the pink acrylic resin. I don't know the difference. And I just, every time I saw this, I swooned. And so finally I just had to bite the bullet. It's got a really nice clip here. I'm not gonna look that you can look up reviews, you know, of like really in-depth reviews of all of these things. Or you can ask me any questions you'd like to, but I'm not giving you measurements. I'm not, you know, I just am not testing every element of the whole pen, but I'm going to show you what I have inked. So this is this one. It has a pretty gold tone nib. This is a size medium. Medium is kind of my jam. Lately I've been enjoying more fine nibs, but 2 years ago I would have told you no, never fine, only broad only, and maybe a medium. So I fluctuate. I have some of everything right now. I'm leaning a little more fine, but this is this. It's big enough. You can kind of post it. I would not. It doesn't really hold. It holds, I don't know. It's not really made to be posted, you know. I am a poster of pens that post easily. This one I feel like would easily go flying across the room if you kind of, you know, write too hard. So, but it's plenty big enough. I mean, my hands are not small, and it's fine. It's got a good little weight to it. I think these have a metal insert, so they're a little heavier. All right, so I will show you. This one is inked, and since I started this video once already, I've already written once, but it is inked with Pelican Edelstein Star Ruby. Here, and I will, just in case you want to see it, Star Ruby. That is one of my favorite inks. That is one of my favorite inks, and I have loved it in this nib. It's got a little bit of feedback to it, which at first I wasn't sure if I would like, but I have just grown to really, really love this pen. So that is this one. Looking to see if it says, I think it's 325. Anyway, the next one is the Nagasawa Pro Gear. It is a Sailor brand. I'm not really sure. I mean, it's the same pen as a Sailor Pro Gear Slim, but this is under the Nagasawa name. You see it has the little Nagasawa ink bottle logo rather than the Sailor Anchor logo on the finial. and on the band it says Nagasawa. What does it say on the other side? Pen style den. So someone else can probably tell you the connection between Nagasawa and Sailor and all that, but this is basically a Pro Gear Slim, and it's actually called a Nagasawa Pro Gear Slim, in the color, I want to say it's called I don't know. It's rose. It's called rose, I believe, in English. I'm sorry. Japanese is not my forte. But this has a beautiful, let's see, it says HM, hard medium, I think, nib on it. The feedback of a Sailor is not my most favorite, but this has got a nice, nice amount of feedback. And this pen is inked with Papier Plume, Tutti Frutti, from the Snowball collection. I grew up in New Orleans, and so when I saw Papier Plume in New Orleans come out with the Snowball collection, I jumped right on it. If you haven't seen those, let's see. Here's my bottle of Tutti Frutti. And they had 5 colors: plum, Tutti Frutti, spearmint, tiger's blood, and bubblegum. So I bought the whole set, and I actually ended up with they originally released the small set, and I bought the small set. And I love that they wrote not for human consumption, because Snowball syrup comes in these little bottles. And, or not, no it doesn't. Why did I say that? Snowball syrup looks a lot like fountain pen ink. And then when they released the large ones, I was like, how can I not? So Papier Plume just takes all my money. But I love their inks. I have so many of them, and I really enjoy them. So there is that. And of course, Papier Plume is a store in New Orleans. So this is the Platinum 3776 Roca, or 3776 Century, and the style is Roca. I apologize if I went out of frame there. I was looking at the pen. This pen is gorgeous. Trying to show you in the light. My lighting, you know, is difficult. It has, I think they said it was a snowflake pattern. It's a 6-star pattern all over it. And the nib that I got on this is a soft medium. So it is not a flex nib officially, but it is soft. So I really love this one. This was the last, well, this one was kind of expensive, but then the yearly platinum pens got really expensive, and I stopped even trying to look at them. But this one is inked with another Papier Plume ink. Papier Plume Violet. It's just a gorgeous purple. I hope my colors are coming through okay in this room. But you can get a little bit of flex out of this nail. Like I said, it's not really a flex pen, but it's soft, and so you can see some really good line variation there. I have a tendency to be kind of heavy-handed, and so I have tried with this pen to not flex it, because I sprung a Pilot Falcon nib early on in my fountain pen journey, and couldn't do anything to fix it. So I have tried to be careful with that one. I want to say, let's see, in my drawer here. Yes, Papier Plume Violet ink. And I'll go back. Here was the Pelican, the Edelstein Star Ruby. Comes in a bottle like this. Okay, so moving on. This is the Esterbrook Sd in candy. This was a limited edition special release earlier this year. Mine for some reason has this spotting on the clip that's kind of odd, but these are just so pretty. They have this gold sparkly glitter running throughout the acrylic. Man, I just wish my light was better. And I just really adore this one. So this is the regular size SD. It's not the oversize. I got this one with a broad nib, which is very nice. And this one is inked with, I think I'm gonna check it really quick. This is my my ink journal. I want to check it really quick, make sure I'm telling you the right thing. Candy 63. Papier Plume Calais Real. I guess I could have shown you my book instead of doing a sample. But this has a super smooth broad nib. It's a gorgeous blue. It's pretty similar to Konpeki, Iroshizuku Konpeki. It's just a nice medium blue. Let me see. So I do have that one right here. So there is that. I didn't realize all my Papier Plume inks were lined up next to each other. Next is the Esterbrook Sd in Sea Glass. This one is gorgeous. I was back and forth on whether to get silver or gold hardware on this pen, and now that I keep seeing the one with the gold, I want to go back and also get that one. But the price of SDs has also gone up by like $45. So I'm a little bit less inclined to just grab them. But this is Sea Glass. This one I got with a medium nib, and it is inked with Papier Plume Bayou Nightfall, which is a gorgeous bluish greenish gray. I promise you I did not use Papier Plume inks for everything, but I do really enjoy them. So this is really one of my favorite inks. It's a little bit muted. I don't love gray actually, but this one with its kind of blue-green undertone is just lovely. So there is that pen, and I do have Bayou Nightfall right here. So I think this is a really good representation actually of the color, probably on the bottle. Love that one. If you haven't tried any Papier Plume inks, I highly recommend them. They are just gorgeous. All right, this one I need to look up. This is the Waterman Charleston. This was a really neat acquisition for me from someone that I sang with in a choir. Okay, I had to see what ink I had in there. A man that I sang with in a choir, a local community choir, passed away. I wasn't very close to him, but I did know him, and he kind of ran in some of the same circles career-wise as me. So when he passed away, I found out that he was a fountain pen person, and I did not know it. So he had this beautiful Waterman Charleston. It's a good 25 years old, and I purchased it from his estate. So here is that. It's got this black grip and a beautiful, I want to say it's probably a medium nib, but I don't think it's marked. It's kind of a broad medium though, but I wouldn't call it a broad nib. It is gold tone, and the pink ink that I have in it just really kind of stayed on the nib. It'll come off when I wash it, but with a paper towel, it was just staying on. I had to purchase a specific converter for this. It looks like a standard international converter, but my standard international converters would not quite fit in this pen. But this pen is just gorgeous, with this gold band right in the middle, and it is inked with Waterman, not a Papier Plume, Scarlet. No, why did I write that? Diemen. Man. I am having to take a muscle relaxer with my back pain, and I think that it is making my brain a little foggy. Just a little, you know, just a little bit. So Diamond Scarlet, gorgeous color. I think I need to move a little faster. I'm already at 20 minutes. Up next is this Twisbee Diamond 580. This was my very first one in green. They don't even make them like this anymore. I think most of them have the clear caps and the clear knobs now. I love this one. I have had many other Twisbee Diamond 580s come and go, and this is the only one that has remained. I think. Did I keep? Yeah, I think so. Maybe I still have my orange one. I don't know. I think this is the only one, and then I recently got one more, but I'll show you that one in a minute. It is inked with, you've probably seen these before, Diamond 580. It's got a beautiful green grip. This one I put a fine nib in. I also have a medium nib that can just swap out. When I have pens that hold a lot of ink, I tend to just put a little ink in them, just because I know myself that I have lots of pens inked. So I don't want to have, you know, gallons of ink to get through before I can clean it and switch to something else. This is inked with Airborne Vert Reseda. And it is just like the perfect match for this pen. I inked this pen with this ink early on, and I have pretty much inked it with this color every single time. It's not exactly the same, I guess. Excuse me. The ink is a little bit bluer, but not much, and I just find it a really great pairing. So there is the Twisbee 580. These are wonderful no matter what color you get them in. But I love my old green one. Up next is a Twisbee Eco. I do own quite a few of these, and I love them. These are their kind of one of their budget options, which the 580s are only around $60, I think. But these are around $28 to $32 typically. So here is a Twisbee Eco. This one has a broad nib, and it is a piston filler. So you just write just like the 580. So you use the knob back here to fill it up in an ink bottle. And this is inked with Airborne Rui de Onc. I'm not, I apologize for my French. It is, the meaning of it, I remember, is rusty anchor. So that is the color, and it is kind of a rusty, it is a very muted color, but it's gorgeous for fall. Rusty anchor. I want to say dusty. I love the sound that these make. I really like the Twisbee Eco. And I'll show you quickly. Here's that ink bottle. I love these tiny little Airborne bottles because they're only like $5, $5.50, and they last me. I mean, this is my first bottle of this one, and it is, you know, still about a third full, and I've had it for probably 5 years. So there's those little bottles. Up next, this is a cross. I want to say it's called the Cross Bailey Light. It's a plastic one. They have a metal one also that I think is not called the Light. It's called just the Cross Bailey, I want to say. This was kind of a random pickup for me in an office supply store. I do like it. It feels good in my hand, but I don't know that I would buy it again. It probably is a pretty good starter pen, but it doesn't take, I don't know. It's not excellent, I would say. And it is kind of dry because I have not used it for a while. Let's see if I can push a little ink through that feed, get it going. But it is just inked with the cross cartridge that it came with, and I'm not gonna fight it. Okay, here we go. It's cross black, just, you know, the black cartridge that came with the pen. I have never tried to change it out, nothing too special. Once I clean it, you know, eventually I guess I'll have to buy the converter to go with it or some more cartridges. I'm not enthralled with it, but it's not bad. This, on the other hand, the Pilot Cocoon is an excellent starter pen. I think these come in at around $13. It is also a click cap, so it's great for like being in meetings or things when you don't want to be screwing and unscrewing a pen all the time. This one has a fine nib, and a Pilot fine is more like a Western extra fine, if that's not something that you know about. I think I just have, let's see, yeah, I just have a Pilot blue cartridge in here. But it's really nice. It's very smooth, even though it's very fine. This one, I had one of these years ago. I sold it because I didn't like fine nibs. And then maybe last year or 2 years ago, I repurchased one. And it has been kind of what's got me back into fine nibs. So we're about halfway through this, this book. I'm going to try to power through it. I'm sorry, this is a long video. You know, you can always take a break and come back and finish it later if you need to. I really love these Pelican pens. This is the green one in Olivine. Pelican M205 in Olivine. Is the green even coming through? What if I turn on this lamp? Let me see if I can reach my lamp. Let's see if this helps at all. Lamp. Time is ticking away. Well, that might be too much. I don't know. Okay. Olivine. It is a beautiful green. This one has a fine nib as well. But it's a Western fine, so it's going to be a little more broad than the Japanese fine. These are also piston fillers, so you twist this knob to draw ink up from an ink bottle. They post really nicely. And this was the color of the year, went with the ink of the year several years ago. I don't remember which year. This is inked with Arbonne Amber de Bermani. I apologize again. It's a really nice dark yellow, I think I've kind of heard it described. An amber color. And here's that bottle. This is a recent acquisition. I really, I saw that color, I think, on someone's Instagram, and I was like, yep, I need to try that. This is another Pelican. This is an M200. The 200s have the gold furniture, and the 205s have the silver, and that's the same for like a 400, 600. The 0 is gold, and the 05 is silver. This one is in Smoky Quartz, which is a dark brown. I got this one in a broad nib, and it is really, really nice. This one is inked with a sample that I received. I'm gonna move it around a little bit because it's a shimmer ink of Van Diemen's Huan Midwinter Festival, I think is what it's called. I'm gonna write it down for you. Kind of forget what I'm doing sometimes. This is a really a juicy nib. So great for shimmer inks or just laying down a lot of color. This ink has a gold shimmer, and it'll show up a little more. I hope you can see it. I don't know if you can. It'll show up a little more as it dries, but it is a brown with a lot of shimmer in it, gold shimmer, and I think it is gorgeous. And then thirdly, I have inked up the Pelican M205 in Moonstone. And again with the silver furniture, hardware, whatever you want to call it. This one is in a fine size, So I guess it's been a couple of years I've been grabbing a few more fine nibs. And it is currently inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Konpeki. I just felt like having that regular old Konpeki. You can kind of see the similarity maybe to Kale Real. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit brighter, but a similar feel anyway. Kale Real is a little bit deeper. I can't reach my Konpeki bottle to show you, but there's that. And the Midwinter Festival was just in a little sample vial that I got from Van Diemen's when I ordered an ink from them, that I will show you in a minute. This is the Bennu Euphoria, and this was the Spring Blooms collection, spring collection. I want to say it was in 2021, and this one is in Bloom, I think, or Blossom? Bloom, I think. It was a numbered edition. The blue one looked like it was a blue sky with clouds, and it was also gorgeous, but pink just had my heart. So here's that. These have a really nice grip, a nice long weight, nice long length, and a nice weight to them. You cannot really post it. You can, but it is not really meant to be posted. It's very long. This one has a medium nib, I believe. These are very juicy. Bennu pens come with very nice nibs. And so this has a very dry ink in it. It's Monteverde Rose Pink. I will say it's not one of my favorite inks. I love the color. Pinks. I love the color, but it is dry. It's a very dry ink. But normally this pen has, all my experience with Bennu pens, they've been very wet, very juicy writers. That is a gorgeous ink. Just be aware that it's a little dry, so you probably would not want to put it in a fine nib. Up next is the Bennu Talisman in Mandrake. I could not get this color way out of my head. This purple with its gorgeous, like, what do they call this? Chatoyance is so pretty. And again, it's a really juicy, beautiful nib. I think this one is a medium as well, though it is not labeled. That's kind of annoying to me. It's in my database, but this one is inked with Diemen Marine, which is kind of a classic color for me. I love Diemen Marine. It's a beautiful teal. Let's see, and it's a good match for this. It's probably my most used Diemen ink. I love these little plastic Diemen bottles. They are not fancy, but I mean, this is plenty of ink to last you a good long time. 30 mils it says, and these come in at around 10 or 12, $8 sometimes. $8-10. The newer ones have this design, but same bottle. I love those. I'm knocking things over here, as opposed to the older. Let me see. The larger. Nope. Do I have any? I don't think I own any of the larger size Diemen bottles. Oh, I do. I have one. I have one of the special edition ones, the 50th anniversary ones. But I don't think they all come in these bottles. Okay, I don't think I own any regular Diemen bottles. Now that I mention it, I'm not even sure what they look like. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry. Probably should not be filming today. Up next, or my dad would say number next, a Franklin Kristoff Model 20. These have just a slip and seal cap. That's not the term, but it's just a they say that they have a proprietary something another within these like notches that keeps them sealed up well, because these nibs do not dry out in these pens, even though they're just pushed on there. I love Franklin Kristoff. I own quite a number of Franklin Kristoff pens. The 20 is one of my favorite shapes, though I do wish that the cap was a little more, it's not unsecure, like this is not going anywhere, but I do feel like sometimes when I push it down into my pen case that the pen just wants to pop off. But I love the shape of these, so I don't mind. But this one has a medium nib on it currently, I think. Though I do switch them around quite a bit. And this one is inked with another Van Diemen's sample called Native Cornflower. Van Diemen's Native Cornflower. Corn. I promise I can spell, guys. Spelling bee champion over here, actually. It's a really pretty blue. I also find it to be similar to, it's very similar to Konpeki. I'm sorry guys about the light, and I keep saying that, and you're probably annoyed that I keep saying I'm sorry, so I'll stop. Next is the, oh, and that color, I'm sorry, this is this pen is in Maya Blue is the color. I actually have the pocket size of this one that has no clip, and it's shorter. It's about this long. It does not take a converter. It just takes short standard cartridges, and it has a 1.1 stub nib, and I have that one for sale. So if you're interested, you know, shoot me a message, because I just reached for this one over the pocket size, and I would be glad to share the details with you. But here's another Franklin Kristoff Model 20 in Candy Stone. I love Candy Stone. I just think this is so pretty. And this one, I need to roll this one in my hands a little bit, is inked with Van Diemen's Snowy Mountain Sunset. What to say it's called. It is, I saw this ink on someone's Instagram and I had to have it. And this is not probably the right pen for it, even though this has a broad nib. I have a hard time getting it to show off some of the shimmer, but it's a pretty ink regardless. I'm sorry, I have like hiccups now. And a gorgeous pen. So there's that. Moving right along. This is a Woodshed Pen Company pen. I don't think he has named this style, but most of his pens are in this shape. This one was a trade with someone on Instagram. He traded me this pen for a Caveco Lilliput in the fire blue. And at the time I was not sure if I was making a good trade, but I love this pen. I call it Pink and Green Crush. I saw that somewhere. I'm not sure if that's what Woodshed Pen Co. called it or not, but that's what I call it. And it is inked with Papier Plume, Spearmint. It's one of those snowball colors. It has a medium nib. It's very smooth, a Jovo nib. I highly recommend Woodshed Pen Co. He is a small maker, awesome guy. Highly recommend. The last two in this case are the Caveco Perkio. This is their like starter kind of children's, it's not a children's pen necessarily, but it is. They're one of their least expensive school pens. This is in a medium nib. I think these are around $15, $12, somewhere 15. This one is inked with Monteverde Key Lime Pie. And it is a medium nib, very smooth, comfortable. I find this grip a lot more comfortable than a Lamy Safari. I have two Lamy Safaris that I've kept for kind of sentimental reasons, but otherwise I have let go of my Safaris because I just can't, the grips are just not comfortable for me. And lastly, in this case, is the Caveco Collection Olive Green, I think, Sport. I'm sorry that I don't know exactly. I can tell you. these are still available right now. Dark olive, and it's got a fine nib. This is the first, one of the first fine Caveco nibs that I've had that is actually smooth and nice. And in here, I think, oh, what did I put in here? Oh, I'm losing it. I really apologize. Y'all probably feel like this video is just falling apart at the seams. My back pain is getting to me. Okay, I accidentally mixed a couple of colors in here. So it's got a blue cartridge in it, I believe, and it had previously been inked with some J. Herbon, the Amber de Bermini, this color up here. And I didn't clean it, I just popped in the blue cartridge, so they kind of mixed together for a little ways, and now I think it's pretty much just Caveco blue in there. So there's that. I know I have not shown y'all all of the ink bottles. I did not prepare well for this day. Future fountain pen currently inks will be better, I promise. I want to promise that to you. Where is that? Let me see. I'm going to show you. Here is that Van Diemen's Tasmania ink. Came all the way from Australia. See the shimmer in the bottom of the bottle that can be shaken up into it, and it's kind of a grayish pink color. It's just gorgeous. Gray, and the shimmer is pink and gold. Here is the Monteverde Key Lime Pie from their Sweet Life collection. I love that bright green. And then the Papier Plume Spearmint is the same as the Tutti Frutti bottles. What else? The Native Cornflower was a sample. I have that here somewhere, but I don't know where it is at the moment. And what am I missing? Rose Pink, Marine. I think I showed you everything else. So last but not least, these are my two most recent fountain pens. I cannot believe how long this video is. This is the Twisbee Eco in Cerulean Blue. It is their newest, limited color. And I was not going to get it, and then I just was like, I have to. This is gorgeous. Someone said that Diemen Marine was a great match for this pen. And it's not terrible, but here it is. Here, this is Diemen Marine again. But Aqua Lagoon would have been a better match. So Marine is a little bit green for this, and I'll show you the difference quickly in my ink swatches. Diemen, here is Aqua Lagoon, and here is Marine. So I don't know if you can see this, but Marine is a little bit greener, and Aqua Lagoon would have been a perfect match. So thankfully I only inked it about 1/3 of the way. So when it's empty, I'll be going with Aqua Lagoon because I love that color as well. I did get this one in a fine nib. That's what I'm into right now, and it's a very smooth, very nice fine nib. And then last but not least is the Twisbee Diamond 580 Iris. I did have the Twisbee VAC 700R in Iris, and it was so heavy for me with the metal, post in there and stuff to make it a vacuum filler. It was so heavy, and I just find the 580 to be lighter weight. This is so beautiful. I really love this. This pen, it's so pretty. So this is now only the second Twisbee 580 that I own anymore. And I did get it with a fine nib again. I kind of regret that. I kind of wish I had gotten a medium because this is pretty dry, but it is inked with Pilot Iroshizuku, Murasaki Shikibu. I ordered these two pens both from Lemur Ink. Highly recommend him. He ships free if you spend over $20. So if there's something I can get from him and I'm not, I can buy from his store, I will, because ships free over $20. So in the United States. So that is totally worth it. Most other places are at least $50 or $75. So these have been wonderful. That's why they're in this Tallulah case together, because I've been putting them on my purse and carrying them with me to work and things. Here is the bottle for the Murasaki Shikibu, but actually that pen is filled from a sample that Lemur Ink sent me. So anyway, but that's the big bottle because I love this ink. It's one of my favorites. So that is that. I am so shocked how long this video is. Here's my currently inked. One day I will show you some more of these, or maybe I'll go through them when they're before I clean them. Would you like that? Would you like me just to go through them before I clean them and show them to you without showing you the ink that was in them? Because that is something I can do. You can see I have a second Esterbrook candy. So tell me what you think, if you want me to show you these, and maybe I could just dip them in a little vial of ink so I can show you how the nibs write or something. Tell me what you think. My next video probably will be my Retro 51 Tornado collection. Here's a little teaser of that. I am ready to do that one. I've got all kinds of notes, so I can be a little more prepared for that one than I have been for this one. But for the time being, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you for hanging with me for 46 minutes and 10 seconds, and I will see you next week. Bye!